What is going on to you, Aquarius? So there's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website which has all the ways to financially support the channel, so I can most definitely keep the show going. The Eight of Swords, the Devil, and the Eight of Cups right here for you, Aquarius, represents, and honestly, it represents the perspective that other people assume you of being the villain of the story, right? How other people work so hard to perceive you, Aquarius, is that you're the villain. You're the one that always is running around, that got your name in something that's been bugging out, wilding out. When in actuality, they don't want to accept the fact that, yeah, you, Aquarius, may have been bugged out a couple of times, but overall, you, Aquarius, weren't really that terrible to others. You really weren't that terrible. You more than likely was probably terrible to yourselves more than anything, so that you don't like go crazy and end up wilding out on others, right? So, so I just see a lot of you, Aquarius, can really take it or leave it. And what I mean by that is take it or leave it in the sense of you will allow them to look at you like the worst person in the world. And you, Aquarius, will keep your own patience, right? Eight of Cups. You, Aquarius, will keep your own patience, right? Walk away. The Four of Pentacles and the Justice is about how it is that, and you've got your own battles. You've got your own stuff that you essentially have to deal with. And what I mean by that is, you, Aquarius, you're focused on what it is that you need to do. What it is that you need to do in order to become better, right? More well-rounded, Aquarius. The last thing that you, Aquarius, need is to be all up in the mix on some 11th house type stuff. And what I mean when I say 11th house, Aquarius rules the 11th house, I mean the hidden enemies. I mean people who they won't challenge you. They won't reveal themselves. They won't tell you that they don't like you, because so many people in general want to act like they're hard. They want to act like they tough. But they told you in the movie The Gambler, right, with Mark Wahlberg, right, that in order for you to get respect, if you don't rock with somebody, right, and they're giving you all these problems or whatnot, or they're chatting you up, or they're giving you problems, you have to tell them to screw off. That's how it is that you get the respect. There's not a lot of respect in passive aggressiveness. And a lot of you, Aquarius, have dealt with that level of friends that are passive aggressive. They supposed to be rocking with you, but in all accounts, they really on some dysfunctional stuff. They don't show up when they're supposed to. They don't have your back when they're supposed to. But then they want to have you convinced that somehow they really do have your back. But when the chips are down, they don't actually. So a lot of you, Aquarius, now are looking at it in the long term, and you're looking at it like, you know what? There's something that ultimately has changed within you, Aquarius. And what's changed is you, Aquarius, are like, you know what? You're going to go on about your business. You're going to go on about your business. You're going to leave those associates behind, right? Because there's a leaving of, you have the Eight of Cups. So walking away, there's a sense of leaving. There's a sense of being done here, right? Putting in enough work and actually putting that workload down and being like, all right, walking away and not looking back, like how they do it in the movies where they don't look back. It's, it's symbolic, it's spiritual. It's you, Aquarius, walking away from so-called friends, walking away from so-called, love interests that try to get you convinced that they like you so much, but then things actually get serious they show you how much they don't. There's a real migration. There's a real spiritual migration spiritually, right, happening where, or I should say more accurately, travel. There's a real spiritual travel that you Aquarius are like, you know what? I'm done. And just turning around and walking off. And a lot of people who know you understand or have noticed that you Aquarius, right, are staying out of the mix, in the sense that staying quiet and being absent, and not wanting to be around people that do not bring you up, that don't challenge you to become better. And the Ace of Cups represents, there's a sense of you Aquarius wanting to not having a problem socializing, but being pickier, in the sense that wanting a better surroundings, right? Wanting people to be better examples for you in your life. So even everyone, your friends, your family, your love interest, they have to be wonderful influences where it's like they challenge you to become better, right? As opposed to you hanging around gangster people and hood people, people who are hood, who are part of a rat community. So the Queen of Swords in the world now is about how a lot of you want that, right? But you don't necessarily think that those people may trust you in the sense that the Ten of Swords and the world, it's either you Aquarius are reaching out to brand new people, or people that you've known that you want this connection with, you want this long-term connection with, and those people may just be like, doing their own thing because they have been betrayed, and it's not anything particularly personal against you, nor are they really planning anything passive aggressively. I just see that those people are lone wolves, in a sense of their mentality is, look, I'm just gonna do my own thing. I'm just gonna do my own thing over here. I'm just gonna do whatever it is I gotta do. And or either that, right? Or this is you, where it's like you thinking to yourself, why do you always get betrayed? And why do you have to go through so much with again, the rat community, RAT, the rat community, where it's people who tell you that they like you and that they love you, and they do all of these extras, right? They tell you specifically all of these extras, but they won't actually show you that at all. So there's a sense of the world card here where it's like both of y'all are ruled by Saturn, because the world is Capricorn, the devil is Capricorn, but I'm reading for Aquarius. Capricorn and Aquarius are both ruled by Saturn, by the way. So, and fun fact, they're the only two zodiac signs that are ruled by the same planet that are right next to each other. So this is you safeguarding it, like, okay, right? Safeguarding yourself, regardless of whether if it's you extending a hand towards others, and more so being very much so picky or pickier about the people that you choose or that you want, right? Or if it's just you. This is more so about you Aquarius you're learning from your mistakes, and you don't want to keep repeating your mistakes. the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords now represents how a lot of you very much so are you want a relationship, you want camaraderie, you want understanding, but gaining intellectual understanding is so difficult because that's what the Ace of Swords represents. You have to be sharp. You can't just expect people, even the majority, to have intellectual honesty towards you, because you, Aquarius, know from your own personal lives that people will lie to make you the villain. They'll lie. They'll straight up and down lie. It could be totally fabricated. And you will they'll say something like, oh, you were skydiving off of a rooftop or something like this. And you'll be like, I don't know what it is that you talking about. What you talking about? And then they'll lie and be like, yeah, I saw you skydiving off of weirdos, right? Or whatever it is. I'm just using that as an example, right? But the point that I'm trying to make here is, so a lot of you understand just how important and how precious real connections with others are. But you Aquarius have gained something very important. And what you've gained is the ability to not care anymore, at least, whether or not you have a crew. You and Aquarius have this problem big time. I know a lot of you Aquarius outside of the YouTube space. Shout outs to all you Aquarius that I know outside of the YouTube space. I know so many of y'all. I can name them. I'm not going to go into naming names, but I know a lot of you Aquarius, and y'all, all y'all that I've known so far, that I have spoken to in particular, y'all have the same problem. And one of the problems that y'all have that is the same as Aquarius or Aquarii is that y'all have problems choosing correct people for you. You have people that are around you that betray you later. And part of the reason why is because you don't understand that not everybody can be your friend. From my observation, for a lot of you Aquarius have the mentality that even an enemy, even someone who isn't very upright, they're not straight, they're not upright in that sense, right? Like, I don't mean in what you're into intimately, right? I'm talking about straight-laced. You understand what I'm saying? They're not straight-laced. They're not someone that is clean. You will try to have mercy on individuals who are not clean, who are crooked, who very much so live that type of underworld lifestyle, or who deals with a lot of intellectual dishonesty. And you Aquarius will try to raise them up. And then you'll end up getting burned for trying to raise them up, because you tell the truth, a lot of you Aquarius think that, your enemies are your friends. And that's part of what gets y'all caught up, because you can't be friends with everybody. You can't be friends with people that don't want you to actually win. You have to look at people and engage with people in their respective function. So in other words, if a person is showing you that they have your back, those are the people that you put trust into. If a person is a snake, where, you know what I mean? And this is why the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords are so relevant. It's because these two cards are showing that it's up to you to change that circumstance. It's up to you. It's up to you. You've got the situation. It's up to you. So let's clarify the Ten of Pentacles. The Nine of Wands, the Empress, the Hanged Man, the Five of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords, to clarify the Ten of Pentacles. So the Nine of Wands and the Empress, right? You already have, no, you have the Justice, but the Empress is another Libra card. So a lot of Libra energy is here too. So look, the Nine of Wands and the Empress, right, really speaks to, you know, you thought that you had a lot of these friends, but from your experiences, you realize that you're gonna have to be quite selective. You're gonna have to be patient. A lot of you Aquarius like to move fast when it comes to relationships. You know, straight out like that. A lot of you like to move fast. You want to have someone that you can trust, and that's totally understandable. It's no fun being by yourselves all the time. It's no fun being by yourselves all the time. So a lot of you, so the Hanged Man represents you have to be patient, right? You have to be patient. You know, a lot of time, I'm just gonna go ahead and block people who talk about I don't know what it is that I'm talking about, because I know what it is that I'm talking about. But the thing is that sometimes I have to make it make sense, right? I don't articulate what it is that I want to say before I make these videos. There's no way that I could a 20-minute video. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes I know exactly what it is I'm trying to say, but explaining it is the problem sometimes. That's the biggest issue for me sometimes, is explaining it. To be able to communicate in a way that y'all can understand the idea of what it is I'm trying to convey, right? To be able to conceptualize it. So the Five of Pentacles and the Two of Swords now is because when you are not patient, the relationship is not going to last very long. It's not going to, because they will take the nonsense that you're doing. No, excuse me. They will take the love that you're giving to them, and that they will give you nonsense. So you will be able to know very soon if those people are trustworthy or not, because they will take the love that you give to them or the attention that you give to them, and they will do something to deliberately show you how untrustworthy they are. It's up to you, Aquarius, to see what's going on. Because I'm seeing that a lot of you Aquarius, you still have this problem somewhat, where you're still putting yourselves out there, but you're still getting betrayed. I'm not going to sit up here and delude y'all and bash any of the zodiac signs and talk about, man, it's all your fault, you need to go ahead and do this. No, what I'm trying to say is, you know, something about you, you know, I don't do that deluded nonsense, right? Being intellectually dishonest. But what I will say is, a lot of you still have not understood yet fully what not everybody is your friend means. So that's something that you Aquarius are going to have to figure out, regardless of however old you are, right? I got Aquarius that watch me from all different age ranges, you know, from teens all the way up to, I don't know, 40s, you know what I mean? So maybe even, no, some of them are like in their 60s. So you have to learn that art of being by yourselves, right? And that Aquarius, like I said before, represents what it's like now to be in a group, to learn how to remove themselves from the group.